I wanted to talk to you guys about today's topic of the video. When I was a kid in high school, I loved to run. I ran all the time. It was so freeing for me, so relaxing, and I was fast. And you know, my PE coach would always bug me about joining track team. I never did it, mainly because I was being raised by my grandparents, and you know, my parents weren't supportive or caring or anything like that. So my grandpa was pulling green chain at a sawmill to support me and my sister for school and clothing and all of our basic needs. And you know, my parents never helped out financially, and it was always on my grandpa. I remember finally listening to my PE coach, and I went to one of the track meetings by myself. I never told my grandpa about it, and I was looking at the cost sheet for this, and I didn't have the heart to do that to my grandpa, and he would have. At the time, I was too embarrassed to talk to him, and you know, now that I'm an adult, I know now that he probably would have done the smart things and would have talked to teachers and my coach and probably asked about scholarship programs or something, a way that I could have been able to do it, you know, financially speaking. I was too embarrassed, and I didn't want him to have to deal with it and worry about it, and I didn't want to bring it up. So I never pursued it, and that's one of the biggest regrets in my life. So here we are. I'm going to be 41 years old this year. June 1st, I am going to be competing in my very first 5K run. I'm excited about it, but I'm also nervous because right now I can't run that far. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna do it by myself. I get to take Taya with me. So me and her are gonna do it together. But that being said, I found a program that I wanna do. It's like an 8-week program, okay? And I'm gonna be starting out like hardly running at all. It's gonna seem like going from like running 2 minutes to running 35 minutes straight. It's gonna be crazy to see. The program is gonna be like 3 days a week with a rest day in between. I have to start out with a 5-minute walk as a warm up, and then I have to run for 60 seconds and walk for 90 seconds. And then I have to do that 8 times, and then I will do a 5-minute cool down because today's Monday and I'm starting it on Tuesday. I'm gonna do a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. I'm doing all of this while also on keto. I'm gonna need some extra proteins and fats. I'm not worried about my carbs. Those can still stay at 20, but I'm gonna go ahead and put what my macros are going to be starting from tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is just gonna be a week into what it is I've been eating and my training and how this first week goes. So for today's dinner, cheeseburger keto casserole, and it's actually gonna be for the whole family. The only difference is I'm probably gonna cook some noodles for them, and I'm not gonna do noodles in mine. Okay, here we have our mixture. It's just sugar-free ketchup and regular mustard with the onions and the hamburger meat and things like that. I also got 2 dishes here. This one's gonna be mine because I don't need a ton. And then this one's gonna be for the rest of the house. Okay, even though my training doesn't technically start until tomorrow, when I took Taya for our usual walk, I wanted to test out the boundaries a little bit of where I'm starting from. Let me tell you guys, I managed to make 2 with intervals. I jogged for 2 and walked for 2. I'm dead. All right, so I got my food right here. This is the cheeseburger keto casserole. I'm just gonna have my water with it. So I'm gonna watch Transformers with my son because he loves Transformers. After that, I'm gonna get my 10 pages of reading in, and right now I am on A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas or Moss. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's book 2. I already read book 1. It's a really good series. I've seen other people reading it, and I just haven't gotten around to it until just now because our Walmart just happened to have the entire series. And I've definitely read more than 10 pages. Day 1 of this training. So far, not as I was expecting. So it's 60 seconds, which is pretty much just a minute. And then you have 90 seconds walk, You have to do that 8 times. We have done it 5 so far. So we have 3 more. So we're already going past what we normally walk in a day because we still have 3 more of those rotations, and then we have our 5-minute cool down. So I'm gonna have to adjust what we walk now, which is fine. But we're getting ready for our next one. So here I go. Okay, now that I'm back and I am no longer huffing and puffing, I can give you guys a little bit of where my headspace is after the first training. It actually wasn't too bad. Like I said yesterday, I ran my limit and it was 2 minutes before I just couldn't do anymore and had to stop. So, but today I only had to do 60 seconds. I don't have 8 weeks before my first race, and so I'm debating on what I'm gonna do for that because I don't want to over push myself. So I might not be fully ready for my first 5K race, which I am gonna be okay with that. If Taya and I end up having to walk some of that, that's fine. And then we have another one that's going to be on the 4th of July, and we'll definitely be ready by then. So I just got to make sure that I keep working. I plan on doing a lot of 5K this summer, and I want to keep myself in shape. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just keep doing the week 8 training. How I'm feeling as of right now after our first day, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I have some soreness in my legs. I do have a bad knee. It was a horse injury, so it is bothering me a little bit. I did some squats as an activation exercise before I did my workouts. I know people who have bad knees that run all the time, so you know, my body just isn't used to it. I did have a little bit of pain in my ankles when I got back, but what I did is I just pretty much, I sat down on my front porch and I kind of hung my legs off of the end of the steps straight out in front of me, and then I just did some ankle rotations. So this is my dog's headspace after that workout. I think she's feeling pretty good. You feeling pretty good, Taya? Are you feeling pretty good after that run? Happy May 1st. Today is rest day. I decided that I still wanted to do the walks even on rest days. It'll keep my muscles loose and limber between run days. I definitely suggest that you guys follow a training program and trust the process. Right now, just starting out, I'm so excited to do this 5K that if I wasn't following a training plan, I'd probably be out here running right now. That's what I really want to do, and I was actually disappointed that today was a rest day, believe it or not. We can get so excited that we just don't want to pace ourselves, and that's how we get hurt. As for how my body's feeling today after our first day of training, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not really aching that much. The only place I'm hurting, my left foot and ankle. I think that's mainly because of the shoes I'm wearing. They're old. They're several years old, and I've put a lot of miles on them, and they're falling apart. There's like hardly any sole left. I'm going to be purchasing myself an actual pair of running shoes. They have the shock absorptions in the soles, so I think a lot of that isn't from the running itself, it's just from improper footwear. Other than that, I'm feeling just fine. My legs aren't hurting or anything like that. I had a little bit towards the end of the day yesterday. I had a little bit of what's called runner's stomach. That was just like a sharp pain, like girls would understand. It kind of almost felt like having cramps. Again, I'm not a doctor or a healthcare provider or anything like that, so just take what I say for a grain of salt. But from my research, it's usually caused from a lack of hydration and electrolytes, and apparently a lot of seasoned runners even have this experience. And I'm getting ready to make my dinner, which is a taco salad. And it's weird, but training for this 5K race is like, got me really fired up about my diet. And I don't know, just something about saying I'm in training, right? Just makes me feel so good. It's day 2, today's Thursday. And I couldn't bring Taya because the area is fumigating, and so I didn't want my dog around any of the grass. I don't want her to get sick. So I went by myself. I also have increased my training because I realized I only have 4 weeks until my first 5K race, and my 8-week program is not going to be good enough. If I stick with the 8-week program, I'm only going to be 4 weeks in, and I'm not going to make that. So I've increased to 4 times a week where I'm doing the walk run regimen, and I will be increasing that by quite a bit. And then on Saturdays I will be doing my long runs, and I'm nervous about it because right now I'm doing a run for a minute, walk for 2 minutes, and I do that 10 times, and I'm dying. So I'm not feeling tired. That's actually, I didn't do too bad, but my legs hurt. So, and this Saturday I have to run 1.5 miles. The whole way. I've marked out 1.5 mile zone that I'm gonna run in, and I'm just gonna go. According to my watch, I have done about 3 miles of the walking, running regimen. So, yay me. So I'm out here doing my walk, even though I couldn't bring Taya. I just wanted to check in with you guys to let you know how I'm feeling after my second day of the walk run program. And I'm feeling great. I still am having some pain in my ankle. That hasn't went away since my first run, but it's not super bad, but it's not like unbearable. I'm not limping or anything. It's just like I noticed that it's there. Other than that, I'm feeling great. My legs aren't hurting anymore. They were hurting during the run. I was noticing that when it came to the stamina part, I could run fairly easily, and I wasn't feeling tired, and I was feeling out of breath a little bit because, you know, I'm not used to this. I'm overweight and I'm doing these intense workouts, which just goes to show you can do it overweight. I'm proof. But I pushed through that, and it actually wasn't too bad. It was the pain in my legs that was making it a bit hard for me at first. But I've learned that you just got to do your best to try to not focus on that aspect. Realize that it's normal, especially for people like me who's going basically from couch to 5K, right? I don't have the endurance built up right now. I don't have the strength or the endurance in my body, so I'm going to feel these things. They're completely normal. These walks have really helped me. Like, I'm not going super fast. Obviously, I'm talking to you guys and I'm barely out of breath, so they don't have to be super fast walks. Just go out and walk. It really helps with the leg muscles. So, and I do have my shoes coming. That is my key for you guys. Don't start this if you don't have the shoes first. I genuinely think that is the biggest key behind my ankle right now. I woke up this morning and my muscles were really stiff, kind of achy from, you know, being tense. So I'm out here taking my morning walk and working on loosening my muscles. It was a little rough going at first, but now the muscles have loosened up and I'm feeling much better. Also, the pain in my ankle, I'm not feeling it. So that's really good too. I mean, I felt it a little bit when I first started, but now I'm not feeling it anymore. Hi, we're taking our 2.5 mile walk in the dark, and it's fun. So I just want to get this in real quick before we lose the light and we're in the dark and you guys can't see us no more. So, but yeah, the 2.5 mile is my second walk of the day. Today is Saturday. It is my long run day. What I'm doing for today is I'm not going to go for the 2 walks that I normally take. I'm just going to relax for the day. I am going to do a bit of strength training, activate my muscles and stuff. I mean, everybody's telling me to just calm down. Like, if I get super tired and I end up having to walk, that it's okay. My shoes are supposed to get here today. I'm really hoping it's before I have to 1.5 mile run. All right, I have warmed up. I've got my new shoes on. They came in like literally just not even 10 minutes ago. So I've procrastinated enough. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to do this. Oh my gosh, my hair. It is really, really windy out there. That's gonna be interesting. The winds are about 25 miles an hour. That's really going to affect things, I think, but I'm just gonna take it easy and do the best that I can because it's windy here a lot. I'd say a 60% chance that in some of my 5K races, I'm gonna be dealing with the wind. So this is good practice for me. Time to stop procrastinating. Let's do this. Wind is brutal, guys. I'm doing it about a half a mile now. But I went uphill with the wind in my face. That was horrible. So I'm still running. I'll slow my pace down. And I just gotta keep on trucking. Luckily, I'm not going uphill now. So I got a bit of a break before my next uphill. All right, I made it here. My destination was 2.5 miles. I wanted to run a full 1.5 miles. Unfortunately, guys, it just didn't happen. I managed to run a full mile, and then I had to stop and walk for about 90 seconds. I needed to catch my breath a little, and then I ran again. So my original plan had been to run 1.5 miles and then do a cool down walk the last mile to my destination. So what I did is I ran a full mile. I mostly ran that last 1.5 miles. So for the full 2.5 miles, I walked about 5 times and only for about 90 seconds. I used that last 1.5 miles to basically make up for the walking that I did on the first 1.5 miles, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm making sense. I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. I didn't just reach my 1.5 mile marker and go, oh, well, maybe another day, right? And then just continue walking that last mile. No, I ran. And to kind of put this in perspective, I think I was running a little too fast again. I was trying to pace myself, but I'm really struggling with that. Didn't, unfortunately, make it that full 1.5 miles. I'm a little bummed that I didn't, but I'm also okay too, because you have to love running. I pushed myself as hard as I could, and then I just couldn't get enough oxygen in my lungs. Also, the wind was not helping. I checked the weather app once I got here because it was horrible. 30 miles an hour wind was pushing against me as I was running uphill. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it because, you know, I went from only running for 60 seconds to running a whole mile. And you know what? I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that. Woo. So I have a couple other little things that were also part of the cause, but I'm not gonna share them in this video because what I'm doing is I'm taking notes of everything I should have done before my first run and, you know, some other tidbits. And I'm gonna, at the end of my 4-week training, after I'm done with my 5K race, I'm gonna do a video on things I wish I would have done. Home, getting ready to make dinner. My little after run snack, it was just a Chomps 0 sugar Gatorade. I realized that I haven't mentioned much about what I'm eating during this week's of training. Shame on me, it's a keto channel. I should probably, you know, talk about that a little bit. For the most part, I've been eating the exact same things every day. I go for my morning walk, I come back, I have 2 eggs mixed in with some pepperoni, some ham, some cheese, and some green onion. And then sometimes I will take 2 pieces of keto bread and toast them and have that with some Kerrygold butter. I also cook my eggs in Kerrygold butter, and I've been doing that every morning. And then for dinner, I've been having taco salads. Today is gonna be different though. I'm doing tacos because I haven't eaten it all today. I'm gonna use my carb balance mission tortilla shells. I'm gonna have tomato and green onion and some bell pepper, hamburger meat, and hot sauce. I'm having the works. I'm gonna cook dinner and finish my drink and my chomps while I wait for food to be ready. This was unexpected. It is May 4th, the day that I ran for a mile, and all of that wind. And now, you guys, we've got snow. We have snow again. So, I don't, like, It's not even supposed to get that warm tomorrow. So, we got snow. I think I got my mile run in just in the nick of time